I just purchased the EMAX TinyHawk III from FPV. And in this video, I'd like to show how this thing flies, both inside and outside, long range and short range, and freestyle and racing type of flying. This video is not about the specs or about what's necessarily included in the bundle or how to make all the pieces work together. This video is just for how this flies in those situations. So let's go ahead and get started with how it flies outside as well as inside. Okay, so test one. Let's go ahead and test an indoor flight. I'm gonna do it in my unfinished basement here. So just to be totally transparent, I'm going to be using the included goggles for the bundle with the drone, but I'm going to be using my DVR inside of my DJI goggles with the analog video input and I'm going to do that because I could not get the goggles that came with this bundle to work with an SD card. I think it's because my SD cards are 128 gigabytes and I don't have anything lower than that, and I'm guessing you need to have a smaller SD card for it to work on those goggles. Okay, here we go. Feeling pretty good. Feels stable. And I can control it. Flip. Give myself more room. I'm going to try flying this all the way from my basement to my main floor to my top floor. Wow, look at that. All the way. And through these goggles, they're looking good. I'm not sure what the other DJI goggles are looking like, but hey, there's me. Okay, that's going downstairs is always harder. Pile of laundry. Whoop. Let's try to drop here. Great. Oh, that did not work, but I'm still good. There we go. Let's go back downstairs. And there we are. So here I'm flying outside in my backyard. It is a little bit windy, just to kind of see how it flies. This is my first time flying it outside. Seem to be able to do a roll just fine. So I'm kind of testing the height here, and for some reason the video goes dark, So I dive back down and eventually the video comes back. I'm not quite sure why that happened, but it was scary. So there are a bunch of trees that are really hard to see with analog. It rolls just fine, it seems. I could make it through that very easily. Do a backflip. There's not a lot of power, so you have to put throttle like all the way up to recover from that. Doing a little bit of freestyle here, not too much. There's the tree that I did not see. Okay, so here's another finishing flight. It's coming in the house, looks like. Okay, so then I tried to go to a school nearby, a playground, and tried to fly through some things, but because the wind was just, it was way too much, I couldn't control it well enough to go through anything. I'm pretty sure I could have gone through all of these things had there been no wind. But yeah, big disadvantage to a tiny whoop. I'm not used to flying tiny whoops at all. I do 5-inch drones a lot. So here I'm trying to fly actually more of a long range, just try to go as far out in the field as I can. But as you can see, I'm really struggling and almost pretty much stall here with just the amount of wind coming at me. So yeah, high wind, I do not recommend this at all within high wind. With just a 1S, there's not enough power to do much with it. So here's the same school. This is more of a parking lot, and I found that if I get closer to the ground, it's easier to fly because there's less wind. Here I'm trying to do some kind of a flip around that light, but again, it's just really not performing very well outside like a normal 5-inch drone would. Obviously, it's not really what a tiny whoop is all about, including the TinyHawk 3. But it's still fun to zoom around. Obviously with the wind behind my back, you're going a lot faster right there. The battery's getting kind of low and having to do a lot of throttle to not have it fly away. There it is, battery's flashing, 3.3 volts, time to come home. So look at my angle, I'm like tilted so far, leaning so far to the right just to keep the drone from flying away because of the wind. I eventually just said this isn't worth it and I just dropped it right there to go pick it up. Okay, this is probably against my better judgment, but I'm still going to do the long range outdoor test. But I'm gonna see if the wind dies down a bit a little later today. And the goal of this test is just to see, you know, if I have a mission, if I have one thing I wanna do, I just wanna fly it as far as I can to one destination, come back, and see how that does. That's the goal. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try doing some long range. I'm not gonna fly over the water there, but I am gonna start right here and go along all the way around and up that hill as far as I can go. And there wasn't a lot of wind here, so I actually could get going pretty fast. As you can see, I tilted the camera up. And it was fun. It was fun actually flying this. It felt more like a 5-inch drone at this point, flying outside. There were some cool structures that you'll see in a moment that I fly through. But right now I'm just trying how far can I go out with this drone. And I was impressed. At this point, I was thinking, you know, I'm gonna be done. I'm not gonna be able to fly. I almost hit the tree there, but I just kept going through trees. Still good signal, both the control link and the video. I look back and yeah, I'm still doing good. So I keep climbing. it does start getting sketchy here, and I do end up flying up above the trees to come back. Yeah, right there, flying through trees. So tried to get high, there it is. Pretty good, I'm on the other side of that pond there. It's definitely handling its own. So right there, that's where I'm sitting, on that side of the pond. I'll just let you enjoy the rest of this. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my flight review of the EMAX TinyHawk 3. I just absolutely love how for $300 you can have all of this in one nice little pack that you can get started with FPV if you're getting started, or if this is a tiny whoop that you would like and you would just like everything together to just grab and go. The bundle is quite amazing. Overall, I do like the flight of this. You guys definitely saw the cons of flying outside, especially in the wind. It's literally not flyable at all, and I would not recommend it. But for anything inside, for racing, if it happens to be a very calm day outside, this will totally work for you. But I think where this really shines, obviously, would be inside flying tiny whoop. So there you have it. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.